I want to ask you something. When was the last time you genuinely trusted yourself? Not trusted your ability, but trusted your own word. Because I think there's a huge difference. Most people will spend years trying to build their confidence, trying to become more disciplined or trying to become more motivated. But I actually think there's something more important even than all three. And that's where we go back to self-trust. Because if you can't even believe in your own word anymore, nothing else will be sustainable. I think one of the biggest invisible battles people fight, it isn't with the world, it's with themselves. And maybe you've noticed it. You'll get yourself excited about a new goal and you'll tell yourself that this time it's going to be different. You'll buy the notebook, you'll make the plan, and you start imagining the person that you're about to become. And for a few days, everything feels possible until life gets busy and you'll miss one workout, you'll skip one morning, and you'll miss out on a promise. Then another and another until eventually you stop feeling surprised because you almost expect yourself to quit. And that's the part that hurts the most. It's not the failing part, it's expecting yourself to fail. I don't think self-trust just disappears overnight. I think it disappears quietly. Every time that we make a promise and we don't keep it, every time we say, I'll start on Monday and we don't, or every time we tell ourselves, I'll definitely do it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes and nothing changes. Your mind starts collecting all of this as evidence. Evidence that says, maybe I can't rely on myself. And I remember back when I would ask myself, why can't I stay disciplined? But looking back, that wasn't the right question. But the better question was, when did I stop believing myself? Because confidence and knowledge, they weren't the issue, because I knew what I needed to do. But the problem was I'd spent so long breaking promises to myself that my own words started to lose value. Imagine if someone in your life was constantly letting you down. Every week they promise they'll show up and every week they cancel. You wouldn't stop caring about them, but eventually you wouldn't believe them. And this is the difficult question. Have you been doing exactly that, but to yourself? And this is where everything started changing for me. And that's why I also want to help you. Because when I realised that self-trust isn't something that you just think your way into, it's something that you have to earn. Not just from one massive breakthrough or some small moments. It's what you do that rebuilds the relationship you have with yourself. So here's something that I would love for you to try. Stop making huge promises. Seriously, stop telling yourself I'm going to change my whole life on Mondays. Instead, ask yourself, what is one promise I know I can keep today? Maybe it's something like taking a 10-minute walk or only reading 5 pages. Even just getting up out of bed when your alarm goes off. It doesn't matter how small it looks or seems, because you're not just completing a task, you're rebuilding trust with yourself. Because every promise that you keep is another piece of evidence. And that evidence says, maybe I can actually rely on myself after all. So over this next week, I want you to really notice something. Every time you're about to make that promise to yourself, pause and ask, am I making this promise just because I'm excited about it or because I know I'll actually keep it? Then focus on keeping that one promise, because the consistency doesn't just start with doing everything at once. It starts just by proving to yourself that your own words, they mean something. So I genuinely believe that the relationship that you have with yourself is the foundation for every other relationship you have in your life. Because if you can't trust yourself, it's going to be difficult for you to believe that you are capable of becoming the person that you want to be. But here is some good news that I want to share. Trust isn't gone forever, and it can be rebuilt. One promise, one decision, and one day at a time. So before you leave this video, I just want to ask you one last question. What is one promise you stop believing you can keep? Because maybe that's where your invisible battle has been hiding all along. And don't forget to drop a comment below, because I think you'll realise you're not as alone as you think. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so the next video finds you when you need it. My name's Harley. Do the work, trust the process, and I'll see you in the next one.